12 years ago, I began working at a school about a mile and a half from here with over 88% of students eligible for Title I services. My students come from across Los Angeles, from neighborhoods like South Central, Watts, Chinatown, and East LA. We serve nearly 100% students of color. Each day, most get on buses, some enduring over hour-long commutes in LA traffic, as you've all probably experienced this weekend, to attend a school that lacks windows, a PE field, an auditorium, and other basic resources. For those of you that enjoy irony, for whatever reason, we have no windows, but our school mascot is the sun. I'm telling you, LAUSD, they know how to do it. What it lacks in facilities, though, it makes up with a whole lot of heart. I mention the heart of my school because it is that heart and grit displayed by my students that has kept me in the same classroom for 12 years. In that time, I have worked with 6 different principals, seen countless colleagues completely leave the profession, and lately have heard many others say, I'm leaving the classroom I love so I can have a bigger impact. Unfortunately, especially in inner city schools like mine, many teachers feel marginalized, disempowered, and consequently, many leave teaching, or even worse, sometimes completely burn out. Fortunately, though, we live in a great time and a challenging time in education. Organizations like the CTA and UTLA have been working tirelessly to empower teachers and to uplift and protect public education in California. I am forever grateful for the work of my unions and thankful for the opportunity to speak here today. Recently, suddenly, now that I've become a titled teacher, California Teacher of the Year, it's kind of weird, don't know what to make of it. Everyone has their own interpretation of what makes great teaching. Everyone wants to know what I think about public education. They ignored me for 11 years. Suddenly now, I have a voice. It really pisses me off sometimes. They should listen to us more often. And I always come back, there's a lot of things I say, but one thing that really is dear to my heart is, as educators, we must advocate for and demand career pathways for teachers that keep us in the classroom and continue to celebrate and uplift the many skills highly effective teachers possess. Authentic shared leadership in which teachers teach part of the day and maybe they work on policy or curriculum or maybe even administrator tasks would be a giant step towards keeping teachers in the classroom and providing real teacher voice in policy making. Now, the cool thing is this. As Teacher of the Year, I've met teachers across the country, and some districts and states are doing this. California's not doing it so hot. I'm excited that there seems to be a shift to recognizing that if we truly want to address some of the big issues in public education, such as closing this damn achievement gap, we're going to need highly effective teachers leading the conversation and the work. However, in spite of this progress, opportunities for teachers to assume new roles and to increase their impact are not available in all districts. In some cases, the conversation is not happening at all. Now, the good news is this. As we all know in this room, teachers don't wait for leadership roles to be created for them. We make stuff happen. Here's what my last week looked like. In addition to teaching 6 classes, running the leadership program and service learning program at my school, tutoring kids at lunch and after school, my free time was spent designing a school experience survey for our students, meeting with stakeholders about my inclusion of LGBT history in my curriculum. Most nights, my wife, who is a kindergarten teacher, shout out to all the kindergarten teachers, we sat on the couch talking about all the things we wish we could do and change in public ed. I ended a few nights recording curriculum videos for my YouTube channel that currently has over 500,000 minutes watched per week. And for the math people in the room, because I took Algebra 2 3 times, I had to, so Algebra 6, what's up? Kids are always like, there's Algebra 6? I'm like, yeah. Math. That's over 8,000 hours of learning going on per week, and I'm not even in front of a student. Now, here's the thing. Many educators do things like this all the time and more during their free time. But the problem is this. It's exhausting, and it's not sustainable. Before I decided to commit myself to staying in the classroom and trying to have an impact outside of it, I looked like a young Brad Pitt. Now, I don't know if you're laughing because you can't believe it, or I'm going to think you're laughing because you're thinking you still do. So thank you. And here's the reality. It's hard work to teach over 170 students and do all these extra things. It's cost me my Brad Pitt looks. Teachers all over the country want more time, support, and opportunities to shape the future of public ed. Just as a zip code should not determine the quality of the education a student receives, the opportunities available to teachers should not be determined by if you're lucky enough to work with a cool superintendent or a good district that values teacher voice. They all should. I'd like to close with we need to make this another priority. Teacher leadership and the adoption of new roles where we stay in the class and are able to impact the realm of education beyond it. In doing so, we will not only begin to attract more people to the teaching profession, we will keep the great teachers we already have. This is the work that we need to be doing as well. Thank you, everyone.